As the global economy faces mounting uncertainties and Western countries edge closer to depleting their gold reserves, the future of gold is becoming increasingly significant. This precious metal, long regarded as a safe haven in times of economic turbulence, is poised for a trend that could have profound implications for African nations where gold reserves remain largely underexplored and underexploited. Gold has always been a cornerstone of wealth and stability for Western nations. However, decades of intensive mining have brought many of these countries to the brink of depletion. Major gold producers like the United States, Canada, and Australia are witnessing a steady decline in their gold production capabilities as their mines mature and reserves dwindle. This trend is exacerbated by the increasing cost of gold extraction, driven by the need to mine deeper and process lower-grade ores. As these reserves near exhaustion, the supply of gold is expected to tighten, potentially driving up its value significantly. This scenario is further compounded by the rising demand for gold, spurred by its role as a hedge against inflation, currency fluctuations, and geopolitical instability. Investors, central banks, and governments are likely to turn to gold as a safe and reliable store of value, further inflating its price. In stark contrast to the depletion faced by Western countries, Africa remains a continent rich in untapped gold reserves. Countries like Burkina Faso, Mali, Ghana, and South Africa boast some of the largest and most promising gold deposits in the world. Yet much of this wealth remains underexplored, offering a unique opportunity for these nations to capitalize on the rising value of gold. Africa's gold potential is vast, but it has been historically underdeveloped due to a combination of factors, including political instability, lack of infrastructure, and limited investment. However, the current global trends present an opportune moment for African countries to rethink their approach to gold mining and take proactive steps to explore and develop their gold resources more extensively. In a landmark move that signals Burkina Faso's commitment to assert greater control over its natural resources, the Burkinabe government has successfully negotiated agreements with Lilium Mining and Endeavour Mining, ending a protracted dispute and securing the ownership of two of the country's most significant gold mines, Boungou and Wahgnion. The agreements, signed on August 26, 2024, by the Minister of Economy and Finance, alongside representatives from both mining companies, mark a pivotal moment in Burkina Faso's broader strategy to harness its mineral wealth for the benefit of its citizens. This development, officials say, is part of a larger, more ambitious plan to ensure that the country's vast mineral resources are managed in a way that directly contributes to national development and economic sovereignty. The first part of the agreement involves 3 critical contracts between the Burkinabe state and Endeavour Mining with headquarters in the UK. These include a royalty agreement, which sets the terms for the payment of royalties to the state, a significant revenue stream that will now directly bolster the national economy; a transactional agreement, which formalizes the transfer of ownership and resolves any lingering legal disputes between the state and the 2 mining companies. State officials emphasize that these agreements are more than just business transactions. They are a strategic move by the Burkinabe government to take a more active role in managing the country's natural resources. This shift is part of a broader vision to ensure that the wealth generated from Burkina Faso's rich mineral deposits is used to improve the lives of its citizens, rather than merely filling the coffers of foreign companies. This acquisition of the Boungou and Wahgnion mines will significantly enhance our capacity to manage our resources effectively. We are not only looking at these 2 mines, but are also planning to exploit other mining opportunities to further strengthen our financial situation.
Pour faire en sorte que la continuité de l'exploitation puisse être assurée, et naturellement, cela va permettre à l'État de renforcer.
One of the most critical aspects of this acquisition is its potential impact on job security and economic stability in Burkina Faso. Nakanabo reassured the workers of the Boungou and Wahgnion mines that the state is committed to maintaining jobs and ensuring the continued operation of these mines. This commitment is particularly significant in a country where the mining sector is a major employer and a critical source of income for many families.
Et ce n'est qu'un début parce que l'État va encore travailler à exploiter d'autres mines.
In recent years, Burkina Faso has intensified its efforts to reform its mining sector, focusing on improving transparency, increasing state participation in mining ventures, and ensuring that local communities benefit from the exploitation of natural resources. The agreements signed on August 26 are a testament to these efforts and a clear indication of the government's resolve to prioritize the welfare of its citizens over the interests of foreign corporations. As Burkina Faso continues to navigate the complexities of resource management, the successful acquisition of the Boungou and Wahgnion mines represents a significant victory for the country. It marks the beginning of a new era, where the state takes a more prominent role in ensuring that the nation's mineral wealth contributes to sustainable development and the well-being of its people. With these agreements, Burkina Faso is not only securing its economic future, but also setting a precedent for how African nations can assert their sovereignty over natural resources, paving the way for a more just and prosperous continent. Historians and geologists have long speculated about the vast, untapped gold reserves lying beneath the soils of Mali and Burkina Faso, with approximately 2 centuries' worth of gold waiting to be extracted. The history of gold mining in Mali and Burkina Faso dates back centuries, with both countries known as major players in the ancient trans-Saharan trade routes. Gold from these regions contributed to the wealth of empires such as the Mali Empire, once ruled by Mansa Musa, one of the wealthiest individuals in history. In recent years, advancements in satellite technology have provided new insights into these hidden reserves. High-resolution satellite imagery has enabled geologists and mining companies to map out gold-rich areas with unprecedented accuracy. These images reveal the intricate patterns of mineral deposits, allowing for targeted exploration efforts that were previously unimaginable. The vast stretches of northern Mali come into focus, revealing a reality that has been hidden from the world for years. As the image zooms in on the remote locality of Tinzouten, nestled along the border between Mali and Algeria, it's clear this isn't just barren land. Bright patches of gold, glinting against the harsh landscape, tell the story of recent gold exploration. The marks left on the earth from heavy machinery and mining operations stand out, evidence of an ongoing rush for resources in this isolated region. But what's most striking isn't just the gold, it's who's involved. Mali's government has been unable to access this part of the country since 2010, effectively losing control due to the security situation and the rise of insurgent groups. As the satellite hones in, the presence of foreign involvement becomes undeniable. The rooftop bears the unmistakable tricolour flag of France, painted boldly, leaving little doubt about who's operating here. Nearby, other flags, unfamiliar but clearly representing different countries, dot the landscape, each marking another mining site. The unsettling truth is that these mining activities aren't just being carried out by foreign entities, they're being guided by terrorists. The very groups that have spread violence and instability across the Sahel are now deeply entwined in Mali's gold trade, using the profits to fuel their campaigns of terror. The more you look, the clearer it becomes. These operations are part of a broader strategy, one where wealth and conflict are deeply connected. Also, the satellite gives us a clear view of Burkina Faso, and what it shows is hard to ignore. Gold sites are scattered across the country, especially around Djibo. You can see them from the sky, standing out against the dry landscape, almost like bright spots of activity. But it's not just Djibo. As you look closer, you notice similar sites popping up in other parts of the country too. These aren't small operations. They've left clear marks on the earth where heavy machinery has been at work. It's obvious that gold mining is in full swing in these areas. This view from above highlights just how rich Burkina Faso is in natural resources, but it also brings up some big questions. Who's really benefiting from all this gold? And what's it doing to the communities on the ground? The scale of these operations is impressive, but it's also a bit concerning when you think about the long-term impact on the country. If harnessed effectively, the gold reserves in Mali and Burkina Faso could transform the economies of these nations, providing much-needed revenue, creating jobs, and driving industrialization. By investing in gold exploration, mining infrastructure, and value-added industries, African countries can ensure that they are well-positioned to benefit from the anticipated surge in gold prices. In Burkina Faso, for instance, recent moves to assert greater control over its mineral resources, as seen in the acquisition of key gold mines, demonstrate a growing awareness of the importance of securing gold wealth for future generations. Similarly, Mali, Ghana, and South Africa, with their rich gold histories, must continue to invest in modernizing their mining sectors, improving transparency, and ensuring that the benefits of gold production are shared more equitably among their populations. The potential rewards are substantial. With gold prices expected to rise, countries that invest in their gold sectors today stand to reap significant economic benefits in the future. This wealth can be used to build infrastructure, improve education and healthcare, and reduce poverty, laying the groundwork for sustainable development that benefits all citizens, not just a privileged few. Gold is not just a commodity, it is a strategic asset. For countries like South Africa, which has historically been one of the world's largest gold producers, maintaining and growing gold reserves is crucial for national security and economic independence. As the global economy becomes more volatile, gold offers a form of financial security that few other assets can match. For African nations, this means that investing in gold is not just about profiting from rising prices, but about securing a strategic reserve that can be used to stabilize the economy in times of crisis. By building substantial gold reserves, African countries can reduce their reliance on foreign aid and debt, giving them greater autonomy and bargaining power on the global stage. As the world approaches a new era of gold scarcity, African nations are uniquely positioned to capitalize on this opportunity. With vast, largely untapped gold reserves, countries like Burkina Faso, Mali, Ghana, and South Africa can play a leading role in the future of the global gold market.